Did you know that in Native American culture, they tell stories to pass down the customs and survive their natural environment? Well, today we are going to listen to a Native American children's story called The Owl and the Two Rabbits. So, two sisters are just now finishing up dinner, and their parents had told them to be careful of the predators and just to come home so that way they don't get eaten. Well, they were originally going to be doing that, but they quickly stumbled upon a whole bunch of different rocks that they could play on. And at first, they began to play quietly and not to draw attention to themselves. But soon, they began to play a little bit louder and not care as much. Well, out of nowhere, a big owl with big wings came in and swooped down and said, "What are you guys doing here?" They explained that they were just on their way home and they were playing along the way home. Well, very quickly, the owl grabbed the two rabbits that were playing, and they were so scared because of how big he was. And the owl had taken both of them. So the owl was kind of fighting both of them just to get up in the air. And very quickly, the owl's wife was nearby and told him only to get one, that only one should be enough for them. Well, he did not listen, and he very quickly became tired of trying to get both of them out of the air, or up into the air. So he let go of both of them, and the sisters were fighting so hard to get their feet on the ground, and they eventually won. However, as they quickly began to walk and run back to their house, they found a whole bunch of boulders because they noticed that the owl was behind them and overhead of them watching. So they had a feeling that he was going to be coming back for them. So they quickly found the boulders and they continued to make up a plan. Both of the sisters had decided that they were going to push the boulder and hide behind the boulder and wait for the owl to land. And then once the owl landed, they were going to push the boulder as hard as they could, and the owl would be dead. And that they did exactly that. They waited for the owl to land. The owl said, "All right, let's go. Like, I want you as my dinner." And so they pushed and they pushed and they pushed as hard as they possibly could, and they eventually crushed the owl. Well, knowing that the owl's wife was nearby, they hid and blended in as much as they could. They stayed as still as possible and they stayed in the shadows of the boulders. And soon, the owl's wife swooped by looking for her husband. And she said, "I told him he should have only grabbed one," and flew away. She was done. So they very quickly got up and ran to their house. So they were at their home at the end of the night, and at that night they knew to listen to their parents and to never play outside again because that's where the predators would be.